Ladies and gentlemen, to the organizers, participating researchers, chairperson, panels, and audiences, a pleasant day and a warm greetings of peace to everyone. It is my great honor and privilege to be participating in this international conference on economics, business, tourism, and social sciences. It is an avenue for the researchers to share their research and findings. Allow me to present my research entitled The Relapse Prevention Plan for Aftercare Patients of the City of San Jose del Monte Anti-Drug Abuse Council. To introduce myself, I am Princess Saharah L. Villegas from the University of the Cordilleras, Baguio City, Philippines. The outlines of my presentation are composed of the following, which are the biography, abstract, description, conclusions, and appendix. As stated on my biography, yours truly, Princess Saharah L. Villegas, an Academic Excellence Awardee, Batch 2008 at Metro Manila College, a registered criminologist, currently taking up Doctor of Philosophy in Criminal Justice, major in Criminology at University of the Cordilleras, a graduate of a Master of Science in Criminology at Metro Manila College 2011, and certified fingerprint specialist. Previously was the program head on the College of Criminology at Western College of the Philippines, Quezon City branch, and St. Dominic Savio College. Review Director at JED3 Review Center, lecturer on Criminology Review at Emilio Aguinaldo College, Manila, Our Lady of Fatima University, Quezon City, Lemery College, Batangas, Jose Rizal University, and Optimum Review Center. Currently a faculty member under the College of Criminology at Immaculate Conception I College of Arts and Technology, Santa Maria, Bulacan, and Republican College, Quezon City, Philippines. For the abstract of my research, on the first image, which appears on the screen, states that drug abuse remains to be a public concern as it continues to block the aspirations of the Filipinos for a better future, followed by the treatment and rehabilitation, which is considered as the most humane aspect of the anti-drug campaign as it reintegrates a former drug dependence into the society. Lastly, the last image represents that a thorough and comprehensive relapse training approach includes developing an individual prevention plan. It also provides a person with education about relapse, which helps him or her to develop an individual approach to issues of relapse and incorporate skill building exercises to ensure that they are prepared to cope with relapse. The statement of the problem of the study were as follows. First, what are the factors affecting on the relapse prevention plan of the aftercare patients in the city of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan? And what are the challenges experienced by the participants in implementing the relapse prevention plan? The objective of the study was conducted to shed highlights on the implementation of the relapse prevention plan, which results for policy recommendations for aftercare patients being handled by the City of San Jose del Monte Anti-Drug Abuse Council. In terms of the research design, the researcher will utilize the descriptive type of quantitative research method in gathering information to complete the study. The researcher will also utilize tests as the primary instrument and other instruments to obtain an accurate data in the study. This involves observation, administering the test, and survey questionnaire, conducting interview, and document analysis. This is logical and employed in study to give of course, the so-called meaning and significance to what is being described through analysis, interpretation, and evaluation. Furthermore, to assess the results, the researcher used some statistical technique like frequency, percentage distribution to assess the significant factors affecting the relapse prevention plan for aftercare patients of the City of San Jose del Monte Anti-Drug Abuse Council. For the population and locale of the study, the participants of the study were referred as the service providers of the aftercare patients in City of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, Philippines. A total of 50 participants that were composed of the 10 social workers, 10 city health officers, 10 officers in charge of the Public Employment Service Office, and 20 officers in charge of City of San Jose del Monte Anti-Drug Abuse Council, or otherwise known as the CSADAC. These service providers are responsible in the activities and programs for the aftercare patients for the fast recovery. In terms of the data gathering tools, the researcher will also conduct an interview. It will be a great opportunity to have contact with the participants. The instructed interview will be conducted personally by the researcher to augment the survey questionnaire. So some unclear, confusing, and doubtful answer in the questionnaire were ironed out or cleared during the interview. The researcher will also seek the opinion and expertise of her advisor for the enhancement and development of the study. Data gathering procedure, the researcher will initiate the following steps and procedures. In data gathering, the researcher will prepare the necessary documents needed in the conduct of the research. Then, the researcher will secure the approval or permission of the City of San Jose del Monte Anti-Drug Abuse Council service providers. Once approved, the researcher will consult her advisor and will distribute the survey questionnaire to the participants. Prior to the distribution of the questionnaires, the researcher will discuss confidentiality and, of course, the privacy to the participants. After answering the questionnaires, will retrieve and will check for the so-called completeness of answers. Lastly, the data will be ready for tabulation, presentation, analysis, and interpretation. Now, to obtain the reliable, systematic, and valid results on the present quantitative investigation, the researcher clustered all the uniform responses and presented them in a more understandable manner. All information were tabulated and recorded. For the result of findings, the following are the major findings of the study. First, based on the results, majority of the respondents are male. Out of 50 respondents are from the age of 31 to 40. Majority of the respondents were single. Majority of the respondents are from members of the City of San Jose del Monte Anti-Drug Abuse Council service providers. Followed by the highest factors which affect the relapse prevention plan of the aftercare patient in the City of San Jose del Monte Anti-Drug Abuse Council is referred as the environment. followed by the main contributor to the challenges experienced by the participants in the lack of participation from the aftercare patients. Next is the most measures recommended are promoting working relationship with the client's family and community welfare service. And the last is the most effective measures being implemented are the competency and life skills improvement and development, active participations on the spiritual enrichment, continuous counseling rendered throughout the duration of the program to the aftercare patients is working for a living to exclusive lanes for morally recovered and for the negative in the drug test. In terms of the conclusion, in the light of findings of the study, the following are the conclusions. So first, there were factors which affects the relapse prevention plan of the aftercare patients in the city of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, which notably highlights the impacts and involvement of environment, family support, social conflicts, loss of jobs, and healthcare are instilled to them while in the process of the relapse prevention plan. Lastly, the deficiency in different aspects were some of the challenges experienced by the participants in implementing the relapse prevention plan. These challenges results in the cause of some delays in the full recovery of the aftercare patients. In relation with the findings and conclusions of this research, the following are recommended. First, the local government unit must conduct seminars about the involvement and active participation of the community to help the aftercare patients to have a positive and supportive family environment that can help affect their speedy recovery. The government must prioritize programs on seminars with the advocacy of anti-drug campaign, awareness, and education in every barangay. The police officers and community officials as well must be collaborating to have a drug-free community in their areas. And the government needs to improve platforms of communications to the aftercare patients to build a good relationships and increase the trust and connection to service providers of the City of San Jose del Monte Anti-Drug Abuse Council to encourage aftercare patients to actively participate and to easily coordinate for monitoring aftercare patients' day-to-day activity. Under the appendix, here are the different references used by the researcher. For the acknowledgement of this research, the researcher would like to express her warmest gratitude to these dearest people who contributed and helped in accomplishing the research paper. So my husband, Jail Officer 1, JR Punay, and my children, Stan, Tintin, and Prince, thank you for lifting cheer in times that it seems impossible to master all the motivation in the world and for always reminding me that even though I am busy and sometimes over focused on what I am doing, you never failed to tell me that I should not devote all my time stressing myself. I am extremely grateful to my parents, mama, and to my papa, my ever dearest papa in heaven, for their love, prayers, caring, and sacrifices for educating and preparing me for my future. I would also like to extend my appreciation with all the help of my advisor, my professor, Dr. Robino Kawi, for guiding me all through the nuances that I encountered, the advice and recommendations for the better improvement of my research. I would also like to thank my classmates in the graduate studies for your insights and takeaways, most especially above all, to the divine providence. I cannot thank you enough for giving me random kindness from people unexpectedly. Your abstract presence made it more bearable. The many things I've learned from this endeavor made me realize a little bit of reality that will be a part of my future. Thank you very much. This ends my research presentation. Once again, thank you so much.